I'm sorry.
Hey, where's that beer?
What can I do for you?
I need a place to sleep and something to eat.
But of course, sir. And for how long?
I'd like to stay longer.
Of course, sir. Will you pay in advance?
Let's talk about the price.
All right then.
Is this enough?
Look, Arthur. I knew we'd come to an agreement. Your bed's ready, and there's some food in the pot.
Where can I find my room?
The guest rooms are upstairs. Yours has a green wreath above the door.
Are you being...
Congratulations, Sir Knight! You finally become a man. War is a nasty business, but I see that no longer bothers you. I'm pleased you took my lesson to heart. You can't kill me. You're the same as me.
Lies.
Oh yes, my family was slain too. By the Turks. I felt just like you do. And Eric went through the same thing. That's why I took him in. We're one big family. Of orphans. Well, of course you do have a father. Although he's not gone so far as to give you his name.
Who's there? Oh,
God damn it, Hog! What have you done? We won't get anything out of him now.
Me there. You've got to help me.
I should eat something. What the fuck happened here?
Well, he had a fall.
A fall? He just fell over all on his own and ended up like this?
On his own, honest to God. Fell over and died right before my eyes.
Oh, Jesus. Tell me everything from the beginning.
Well, Chenyek sent me to go and ask about them symbols, polite like. Only this bastard started fucking with me.
And what happened next?
He was laughing in my face, giving me all sorts of riddles. So I lost it and gave him a bit of a slap. Only he caught another one from the table on the way down and it ended up like this.
Chenyek had a hunch this might happen. Did you find out anything about the symbols, at least, before this?
When I start seeing red, I don't ask no questions.
Do you remember anything, at least? Anything?
He talked to me in riddles. So I tell him I ain't no little kid and to talk to me normal like.
And then?
When he saw the smoke coming out of my ears, he said he'd show me some important parchment, but that annoyed me even more. Do I look like a fucking scribe?
That must have been the parchment I found on him. There was some sort of code on it.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. With the riddles and whatnot. The fucker. You know how to read, do you?
Aye, but I don't know what to make of it. It says something about a vineyard in the town, gushing water, and bells. Does that ring any bells?
I don't know, Henry. Chenyek's the brainy one. Maybe he could help.
Well, I'll see what I can come up with. I'm Henry. Chenyek took me into your group.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Hrudosh, but they call me Hog. Rat and I are the main workforce around here.
What does that mean?
We do what Chenyek and Goliath say.
What do you think of the guild?
The guild's the best thing that ever happened to this town. It brings hope for a change. For us and all the poor people.
What, crime paves the way to a better society?
Well, robbing a thief ain't no sin. But when Sigismund's gone, everyone will be better off.
Tell me about yourself. How did you end up here?
I used to be a guard in the city watch. But then Sigismund came. And I was running my mouth. So they kicked me out and I started stealing because I had no choice. But I wasn't very good at it. So I ended up in the pillory. Chenyek and Goliath were strolling around and we started talking about what I did to end up like that.
Let me guess. They gave you a job?
Yes! And they taught me how to steal properly.
I could go for something to eat now. Tell me about yourself. How did you end up here?
I used to be a guard in the city watch, but then Sigismund came, and I was running my mouth. So they kicked me out and I started stealing because I had no choice. But I wasn't very good at it, so I ended up in the pillory. Shenyek and Goliath were strolling around and we started talking about what I did to end up like that.
Let me guess. They gave you a job?
Yes! And they taught me how to steal properly.
God bless you, sir.
Check his pouches.
This key's pretty rusty. Can't have been used for quite a while.
You shouldn't be walking around like that.
What about that
Andreas Blummel, bailiff of Kussberg, and the council as a whole are looking for volunteers to repair the city walls. Many of you have gone to complain. The most merciful King Sigismund won't permit us to repair the walls, you claim. But here you see, that's nonsense.
You think I don't know that? It's just that my cousin...
Why the long time?
Nobody's opened this door in ages. Oof. It's pretty musty in here. This is no regular cellar. Shit! This must be it.
But I could leave their door open. Hey, you can't just walk around here without permission.
And wine! Try some wine!
Someone ought to give you the cane for your thievery.
Jesus Christ be praised. Well, good day. God bless you, sir.
I found out the meaning of the symbols.
I knew I could trust you. Let's hear it.
Here they are. You see these drawings? This means there's something valuable. Here's a fence who buys stolen goods. Here, an underground tunnel. And this means they'll let you sleep in the hay.
Thanks, Henry. No more walking around blind. This will make us rich. Take care, sir.
God bless.
It's a bit more complicated with those symbols.
How come?
It's actually rather simple.
Excellent, Henry. What did you find out?
I've deciphered the meaning of the symbols.
Fantastic. How do you manage that?
Well, it was pretty confusing. But in the end, I managed to find the old thieves' hideout.
And what about Hogg?
He killed Hinek. He didn't mean to, but he did.
That moron. Sometimes he snaps, and then people think we're all like that. And that the guild is just a bunch of thugs and ne'er-do-wells.
Thankfully, Hinek had a parchment on him that led me to the symbols.
Let me see. I'll copy them. These will come in handy. Imagine the look on Sigismund's face when his rich friends in the city start running out of silver.
Here they are. I'm glad I could help.
Tunnel markings. Great! And I saw this symbol for riches on the house right next door. You can go and check it out if you want.
Do you have any more work for me?
Not just now, but something's coming. I'll send for you when the time's right.
A regular for life. I'll be honest.
I don't feel much like movies.
I'm sorry.
apologize. What would you like?
Show me your wares.
I'm glad you found what you needed, sir. Certainly, have no fear.
I'm Henry, a new member of the guild.
I'm Rat. That's what they call me. My nimble fingers can deal with any lock. Me and Hog, we're the main workforce in the guild. Hog is my best friend.
Chenyek said you might have some work on the side for me.
Sure. You did a pretty good job last time. I'll give you that. So, I think you can be trusted.
So, do you have something?
You know the rules. If I tell you about it, you can't back out.
I know how it is. I'll do it.
Good. But there's a catch. It's not dangerous, it's just not for the faint of heart. You see, a certain mine owner recently kicked the bucket, and we need to bring him back to life. That Hanneman rot may have been a cunt, but he sure was rich, and above all, childless. So, by law, the church, the city, and that Hungarian horse son Sigismund will all get a share of his property.
And what do you want me to do?
Fortunately, Rot was vain enough to be buried in a tomb with his rings, and more importantly, his seal. Now do you get it?
Ah, I understand. The guild could use the seal to conclude a few interesting binding contracts, eh?
Most astute. Exactly so. Bring me the seal, and whatever else you find on the way is yours. Corpses can always be difficult, so if you want any good luck charms, just say so.
Where is the dead mine owner's tomb?
Right in the Sedlet's graveyard in the underground ossuary. Just look for a freshly bricked hole in the wall. It might be marked with something.
How do I get to the underground ossuary?
That's the hard part. But maybe one of the monks that take care of the ossuary will help you. There's always one nearby. You just have to figure out how to approach him.
What does the seal look like?
Nothing special. Just a bronze seal on a neck chain.
Good. Now I know everything.
So, break a leg, brother.
Tell me more about these thieves' charms.
One couldn't get by without them in our profession. You can usually buy them cheap from an executioner or knacker, since they're the only ones who can cut into corpses. Fingers, hair, veins, teeth, and fingernails. They're all good if you want to be lucky and not get caught red-handed.
Tell me about yourself. Where did you come from? What are you doing here?
I'm doing what I've always done. I'm stealing. But now, I'm doing it for a higher purpose. Because I only steal from the enemies of the Kingdom of Bohemia.
Have you ever thought about finding more honest work?
And let others rob me blind on my earnings? Thanks, friend. I think I'll stick with stealing.
And what can I get for you? I apologize.
Quick! Nice and slow.
Life now and to come. If I
God be with you, brother. Are you taking care of this chapel?
Mortitius is my name, good friend. Though all that is shall one day end. Fame and fortune are but clay. Ad honore domine.
Ah. I see. I think.
Though my eyes are old and dim, and I live apart from the world of men, I serve a cause that's good and sound, and companions have I underground.
But slow down. I can't keep up. So, you are the blind keeper of the ossuary?
You speak the truth, and now I ask, if you would help me with one task, will you help me take care of those who sleep below in eternal repose?
You need my help with something?
Christian bones in the church lie scattered. Bringing order to them is a very grave matter. If the prior should see the disarray, he'll send me packing this very day. Then what shall I do? Sightless and old, left alone in this world dark and cold, roaming the earth with a beggar's cane. Help me, dear brother, in God's holy name.
Wait a moment. So there are bones strewn about the chapel, and you want them tidied up?
Aye, 'tis a job that some might find morbid, but fear not, good fellow, you'll be well rewarded.
What's in it for me, if I help you?
To help thy neighbour is a virtuous deed, and charity thy soul shall feed. But if your body hungers too, some groschen I shall give to you.
All right then. What am I supposed to do, exactly?
Arrange the bones in pyramids. Make them nicely stacked. Build one out of pristine skulls, the second out of cracked, the third then build from arms and legs, and here there's quite a lot. But bear in mind the commandment, thou shalt not, thou shalt curses. None of the commandments rhymes with that.
Commit murder, thou shalt not?
A pretty rhyme, I must admit, although you're jesting just a bit. Enough discourse now, it grows late. The task before you cannot wait.
All right, so if I understand correctly, I'm supposed to put the bones in 3 piles. Pristine skulls in the first one, the cracked ones in the second, and the third pile I build from the limbs?
As you say, so must it be. And you shall have a reward from me. To find the bones you'll be needing, though, there are 3 places you must go. But don't forget what lies beneath, and descend to the hidden space. Many bones lie there in darkness, waiting for their rightful place.
I see. So I should gather the bones in the chapel and the crypt underneath, and make 3 pyramids out of them.
And should any bones remain, such as ribs and spines, sweep them up together into orderly confines.
What? I should sweep up the remaining bones too? I better go before you think of more chores.
God be with you. Am I awake or do I dream?
Dust you are, to dust you shall return. And then I'll sweep you into a corner. Isn't it getting crowded in there? What's this? It looks like some really old reliquary. What a rare find. Doing God's work sure ain't easy. Damn, my back hurts so much. Might I find a new one here? A trapdoor.
Hey! Are you intact, my dear brother?
I nearly broke every bone in my body.
Ha ha! There's no better place to leave your bones, and that's a fact. But they'll serve you much better inside you and intact. The place you're in is black as night. I'll throw you a torch. Let there be light. Look for bones along your way, after all. In the end, you'll have some benefit from your fall.
What's this? This corpse must have been lying here for several decades, but it looks like he died yesterday. God, our Heavenly Father, have mercy. This looks like the crypt for the monks. Wonder how long they've been lying here. Fresh plaster, crossed on the wall. That'll be it. Oh, damn, the seal isn't here. Somebody got here before me. I'll have to go pay a visit to the local gravedigger. Pyramid is done. Impressive, even if I say so myself. Oratory. If I hadn't built it myself, it'd give me a scare. Just one. Where did that blind madman get to? He was sitting here the whole time, and now he's just vanished. I should ask if anyone saw him. I'm looking for the keeper of the local chapel. His name's Morticius, a wispy fellow. Speaks in verse. I did some work for him, but he disappeared just as he was about to pay me.
Youngster, you ought to sleep more and drink less. Otherwise, you'll come to a bad end.
What do you mean by that?
Morticius was the keeper of the Oratory, all right. Only he died before you was even born.
What? Morticius is dead?
As sure as there's a God in heaven.
But I spoke to him. He wouldn't stop babbling in verse.
For Christ's sake, old Morticius couldn't even read, let alone compose verses. Are you sure you weren't imagining it?
Very sure. I have to find him. He owes me for the work I did.
Go back to the Oratory then. You'll find him lying in the crypt alongside the other dead monks. Wait, what did this fella want from you anyway?
I had to tidy up all the bones in the chapel and arrange them into pyramids.
What? You fooled around in my chapel? May the Lord protect you if you've done any ungodly business in there. Come now, show me. What in God's name? You did all this by yourself?
Well, yes.
Well, friend, you're quite the worker. What a mess this place was. I'll keep it like this. People from all over the land will come here just to see this.
Well, that's nice and all. But I don't suppose you'll pay me for it, will you?
You suppose correctly. A job well done should be a reward enough for you.
I'm interested in that recent funeral of the rich mine owner, Hanneman Ross.
Yeah. And what's it got to do with me? He's dead. His team's in the ossuary.
And you don't know anything about the looting of the tomb?
God, no, nothing. He's dead, buried, and the work is paid for. I don't know anything else.
Fine. We'll let it be, Gravedigger. I want to ask you about that tomb.
God, again?
Fine. We'll let it be, Gravedigger.
See you soon, my friend.